You are live. Good morning to those online. Good morning to those who are here in the sanctuary at the Temple of Light, Center for Spiritual Living in beautiful Kingston, Jamaica, on an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous morning. Golden sun shining on green grass and reflecting off the Poinciana trees, which have three different shades. My goodness. Or is it four, Reverend? And is it four? One, two, three. There's one at the Sunday school as well. So, we are in for an interesting conversation this morning as we discover some of the things that we were taught by the men in our lives. And it could be any man of any age. Even your little son could teach you spiritual lessons. And perhaps I should have said, here at the temple, everything begins with prayer. Please join me in an affirmative prayer of thanksgiving. I give thanks to God for this day. We give thanks to God for all the blessings that, like the sunshine, flow into our lives. We know that the blessings of God include but are not limited to the blessings of peace and harmony, the blessings of divine order, the blessings of light and illumination, the blessings of knowledge, the blessings of abundance. And there is also that ultimate blessing, the blessing of love of God, love of humanity, love of life. All these are blessings flowing from our source, and we are open and receptive to these blessings because we know that as the blessings flow in and spill over into the world is blessed forever. I know this, I believe this, and I give thanks for this beautiful temple of light. I give thanks for this discovery session. I give thanks for all those who may be listening online, as well as those who are in the sanctuary. I give thanks for God. I release my words into the law of mind, and I know that all my blessings, all requests, all desires have been fulfilled. I know this, I believe this, and I give thanks that this is so, and so it is. Again, folks, let us hear some of the spiritual blessings that have come through the men in your lives. I could say male in your life because men really are adult males over 18, but I'm not leaving out the children because children so often give us spiritual insight. Why this topic this morning? Because next week is Father's Day, and of course, Angela is on after church, not Discovery. Oh, Angela, you're not on? Oh, because of, okay. Oh, yes. Thanks, Angela. Right. Okay, so it's Father's Day. We're looking forward to Father's Day, hence the topic of what are the spiritual blessings we have learned from the men in our lives. Men and from the males in our lives. I like to say males. Correct me if I say men. And I'm going to start. Who should I start with? The better looking one. Okay, Dawn. Don't feel any way, Neto. Don't feel any way. First of all, I have a feeling it's Dawn's son should going to talk. Anyway, don't let me put work. It is, okay. He's a great guy. Taller than you. Oh, okay, Frank.
But he grew up in this church. Started coming when he was about 3 or 4 years old.
Uh-huh.
He's in his 40s now.
Yeah.
But one of the things I remember, because when he first said minister,
Could you lift up? Could you lift up? Yeah, that's it.
And then, because when I first heard the talk, I said,
It's males. Yes.
I couldn't think of anyone, and then I just said, oh, my son.
Of course.
And one of the things I always remember him telling me, because he grew up in Texas, so he was in the traditional church. I was in the traditional church I came here.
Oh.
And he always just reminded mom and work in progress. So, when certain things are happening, it's happening because.
Yes.
And there were times when he wanted to come to church, and he went to come to church because he wants to come to church. And what I found is that he kept reminding me things that were being taught here.
Yes.
That life happens, but it will always work out.
Yes.
And so I keep reminding myself of that. I mean, he's a father himself now.
Yes.
He's a 10-year-old daughter. So and he's teaching her.
So it's passing on.
Passing on. So.
Oh, thank you so much, Dawn. That's a great opening. Dawn's son came to the temple while she started off in Orthodox. I'm just repeating for those online. Started off in Orthodox. So it was really incumbent on him because he grew up here from babyhood. And he was the one who kept reminding Dawn of the truths of life which set free, which we teach here at the temple. Out of the mouths of babes and sucklings, Dawn, will come all sorts of inspirational words. Okay, so we started off with a good-looking one. Neto, we're coming to you next. Please come to the mic and tell us. Neto, good-looking to you.
Lost a lot of weight.
You're now a model thin.
So people tell me I'm not sure how to lead them.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people have told me so.
Yes. Okay.
That's it.
I hear you.
The question is, what have I learned from the meals?
Any spiritual lessons. Yes, lessons related to
from any meal in my life.
From any meal, yes.
I feel like I'm still learning.
I'm sure.
I feel like I still haven't.
Aren't we all?
Properly fully learned.
Yes.
The lessons yet.
Yes. But there have been certain meals at the temple, even if you don't want to go domestic, there are certain meals in it. And I know you've been coming to the temple for a long time. I have heard you pray. Yes. So yeah, just enunciate some of the lessons you've learned.
It's difficult to say. I would say, one of the things that comes into my mind when I think about spiritual lessons, for some reason the person that pops into my mind is when my father talks about his experiences in university.
Yeah.
Where he was very generous to the other prisoners.
Yes.
And not just to the prisoners,
The warders, yes. The guards, the jailers.
But sometimes.
Yeah.
So he was very generous.
Yes.
Because he would receive a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And he would give most of what he receives.
Yeah.
and just eat enough time. So he probably wants to because he always participated a lot. So people were generous to him.
Yeah.
Part of why people were so generous to him was because he used all of the knowledge and skills that he had in his head to give people valuable information
Okay.
advice
Yes.
on what to do,
Yeah.
how to
In different
yeah,
circumstances.
so like expand on knowledge on
Yeah.
a lot of different
He does.
topics.
Yes. Yes.
It was very easy. So he was very generous.
So generosity is one of them. Yes. You learn from your father. Yes. Yeah. Ah. Yes. 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 He's a natural.
What is it you must also?
Yeah, he was very kind to them. You know.
Yeah. Good point, Marvin. What is in you? Come on.
He treated them with a lot of respect
Mhm.
and kindness.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I feel like he hasn't treated me with respect and kindness. If I'm being honest, but I believe everything he told me.
Yeah.
About what he did when he first
Yeah.
began and about the
Yeah.
earth.
Well, he wrote a number of books about that experience. He did a tremendous amount.
I think it has to do with this is part of it, how you the relationship between you and him has to do, I think, with his anxiety to see the best in you come out. I think it's still, you said it at the beginning, I'm a work in progress.
You did. You
And
did.
so I think he recognizes that. And he sees the potential in you. So if don't misunderstand his relationship, because I suspect he's still
Yeah.
wanting to see you reach the peak.
Yes.
I like your interpretation and belief about that.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's true.
Yes.
But in the meantime, what I have sensed is also is
Thanks, Nato.
that we didn't Neto, why Neto
Mhm.
not listening, because maybe he still has that little resentment in him, in Neto, of not being around him all that.
I hear you. I hear you. Yes. You Nato grew up without the father figure for many years. Of course. Look, I'm not going to single out any more people. I started with Dawn, then went to Neto. So really and truly, come Ida. Yes, please.
Morning, everyone.
There you go. Thanks, Ida. Yes, morning.
I'm going to change it to the meals.
It meals,
It's kind
yes.
of content in my life. So,
Of course.
and maybe the confession is the man in my life knows my grandson.
Okay, now this should be interesting.
But I'm first going to say what I have learned. So, and you spoke about it this morning, that as individuals, we are all individual expressions.
Mhm.
And therefore, our path of our role in life is
Mhm.
framed and determined by that.
Mhm.
I have one child who's a girl,
Mhm.
but she has a girl and a boy. I have never
Oh.
been exposed to
A
having to deal with a
a
boy.
boy child, yes.
And I really have been at the different ages of this boy, been sort of amazed at his personality.
Mhm.
He's not as outgoing as a
Mhm.
girl, but I'm familiar with girls. So I'm always
Mhm.
kind of making that relationship.
Mhm.
Now he's 15 and is a kind of, not exactly a child, becoming a teenager, thinking he's a man. And so he has kind of taken on
Don't they do that? Yes.
managing my life, very conversational, very sort of, sometimes you think acting out and practicing how we do deal with girls, he comes in the house. Hi, nice lady, how are you today?
Okay.
And kind of,
Okay.
this is, if everybody knows Igbo, this is the Igbo who some people used to say at church, don't talk, I don't want to talk. and then he wants to engage you in his own time and space. And so I'm learning now how to listen to him a lot.
Yes.
And recognizing that his personality is his. He's not to be compared with
The
oh, your
sister.
sister is so outgoing
Right,
and you
right.
don't want to. Until he will call people and he gets so yes, and he jumps because until he is scared now. But I'm saying, Igor, Sunday school, like, why do I have to? But, so you're getting that kind of, so, okay, so this is Igor. And so that business of, as individuals, we are individuals and we have our own expressions. And the matter of how you relate and be consciously aware that the person is not going to be what you want them to be, but you have to begin to understand that they're individuals and how to relate.
Now that is a lesson. That is a lesson. Yes, and it also took a child to teach that lesson. Yes. Thank you for that, Ellen. Practitioner Carol Charlton, yes.
There's a couple of lessons of things that are just coming up in my head now. And this one was the one I wanted to get. There's a few of them, so I'll start with this one. I'll leave you with this one. My paternal grandfather, whose name was Prince Albert Devil George Elliott, and he was born in the late 19th century, somewhere in the 1890s.
Oh.
No, and I can't remember of him. We used to call him Uncle. I barely knew him. And his thing was, don't watch the looks of a lousy calf. Calf. Don't watch the looks of a lousy calf.
Calves.
And for that, I'm interpreting that never trust appearances. That's one of the lessons that we learn here. And then I'm just going to tie it up with when I came here first, my son was probably close to 3 years old. And in that first year, maybe between 3 and 4, he witnessed christening with Reverend Elmo. So one day that little talk she gives to now I'm not knowing whether he's paying attention to this or not. So one day I said something to him like, what are these names that you taught? I said to a child. And he said to me,
good name or bad name? Please be specific. One of those pejorative names.
And he
Okay.
says to me, you didn't hear what Emma said. You're not to call your children names.
Okay. There you go.
Don't label your children.
There you go.
So I know to watch it looks like
Yes. So a lesson from, was it a great grandfather?
My
Grandfather, and then a lesson from
So you used to be
grandchild, yes. Yes. Both ends of the spectrum, the age spectrum, yes. We can listen, we can learn lessons from people of all ages. I marvel.
Well, I have fathers, brothers, lots of
Come a little bit closer, just a touch.
lots of years in my life. And I learned
That's it, thank you.
what my dad, up to this day, although very different, church or what different organization or religious.
Yes.
So, but up to this day, what he taught me, In the morning, when we used to get up in the morning, we used to have our devotion.
Yes.
And although I am not with, there are
That's
things still
kind of
grows in
perfect,
me.
yeah.
I still have to have my devotion in the morning. And so that helps me, although. So it's one man. You say it's one man because whatever good was taught then still going on within me.
And the habit of devotion in the morning has stayed with you all these years.
Yes, very much so.
Good.
Yes.
Yes.
And in terms of habits, what I notice with fathers and sons, the sons, if they always, or most time they would portray, if they grow up with the father
Yeah.
around, they mostly portray what the father wants in them. And so I notice it in my brothers because the way they
Yes, they behave. Yes, yes, yes. Would you say that sisters, girls grow up and mimic their mothers? Would you say that? You're saying that about boys and fathers. Would you say that girls do the same with their mothers?
girls also do, but we are easy to change our mind
Oh, okay.
to what we want.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. That's interesting.
Yeah,
Mm.
women are easier to change their mind than
Men tend to be a little bit more rigid,
yes.
and they get on one path and they just stick to that path
Yes,
for
yes.
years and years and
Years
years.
and years.
Women tend to wander off that.
Because women are very curious.
Mhm.
Yes, women are curious, and we want to find out what is over there and what is around there and so forth. So yeah.
You mean like fast? Fast.
No,
Yes.
you know what I hear you saying, Marvin, that women, and I think this is true, women are very curious about people.
Yes.
Men, and we're generalizing here tremendously,
And about things.
men, yeah, well, I'm trying to make the contrast, whereas men tend to be more interested in things and facts and that sort of thing.
Right.
Women empathize more
Yes.
with people.
And
I think that is true.
and search. Women like to search for better solution. They always search their mind for a better solution. And also, women are more understanding towards life.
Okay.
Women towards yes, the women have to have the understanding towards life. Because women are the ones that bring forth life.
I hear her talking about flexibility. Flexibility. Generalizing, women tend to be more flexible. You use a phrase, change their minds, searching for different solutions to whatever it is. Men tend to be a little bit more fixed,
Yes.
or perhaps more rigid. This is what I hear you saying.
Yes. Yeah.
I have heard it in so many places, and I've actually read a physical explanation for it. It is easier for women to use both sides of their brain. Yes, men tend to use one side. I forget which side it is. The left side. And they stick to that. women can easily shift. That's and that was a sort of medical, quasi-medical explanation.
Can also, a man, you hardly find a man can bring up a child, but a woman, similarly, but you find a woman can bring up a child, or even a male child, and child, that male child is brought up like if both parents were there.
Yeah. Well, Lekam Samaj would agree with that. He's always talking about how he was brought up.
I know a lot of men bring up their children.
Absolutely. And anytime you get into generalizations, there are always going to be exceptions. But that doesn't mean to say that we can't say men are from Mars and women are from Venus. There's a whole book written with that. So it's not that we can't generalize, but there are exceptions. This is my favorite pianist. No, every time I hear her play, I say, God, she's a good pianist.
You're not exposed, man. You're underexposed.
And yet I write a music for the cleaners.
Everywhere.
I do.
I see it everywhere.
Yes.
I'm really glad for this opportunity to say something about my father because I've never really spoken about him in public. He was a really good man. He was a really wonderful person. Growing up, he never sat us down, my brother and myself, and he said, you must this or you must that or you must not, that kind of thing. It was more by example. That we were talking about. One thing he did sit me down and say, as something that is very, very important in life, he felt he had to tell me, was that whenever you realize you're wrong, you must easily say you're sorry. And I'll never forget that. He said it's very, very important that you are willing to say that you're sorry. And, I've used that all my life.
Yes, thanks for that. A one lesson from Angela, but as she says, a very, very important one. There have been so many people in my lives, including a certain situation that I'm in at school, Excelsior Community College right now, where the person wrong in so many things and just refuses to admit it. It is important. I quite agree with you. Go ahead. Yeah.
Sure, so I didn't want to my I found that
The closer your mouth is to the mic, the better it is for Courtney. Yeah.
sure. I think that
That's perfect.
that's okay.
That's good.
I think that I agree with what
Andrew, yeah.
for sure, but I think in most cases, in my experience, I don't know what the experience of other persons is, but in my experience, most people that make mistakes, whether it's a small mistake or a very large, serious one, most people never realize when they made a mistake, so they will never apologize or say, yeah, I made a mistake and I regret doing that. I'll adjust my behavior to make things more peaceful and harmonious.
You realize it, obviously they wouldn't.
They can't, right?
Yes, but Angela says, if you do know that you made a mistake.
But my point is that I think most of the time people don't think they made a mistake. Most
Oh.
people think that
They are correct in what?
They're correct in what they're
Yeah.
They're correct.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it usually never gets to
Yes,
where they
yes,
realize,
yes,
so then they can apologize.
yes,
Realize.
yes,
So I think that's because
yes,
of the lack of awareness
yes,
and a lack of they're not aware that they made a mistake, their behavior is correct.
yes,
So
yes.
they're not really able to see
From the other person's point of view.
right, they can't understand the other person's point of view. They only understand their own point of view. So, yeah.
Yes. Don't move. I'm tying this back to the other conversation we were having earlier with Marvel. Do you think that women are more likely, more readily see their mistakes? That's the first thing. And secondly, do they more readily admit and apologize for the mistake? Do you think women, more than men, are quick to see when they make a mistake? Or it's a blindness on men's part?
I
You know?
think it's women might have a slight edge,
Okay.
but I think it's mostly the same. I think they may have a slight edge,
Mm.
but I think it's more.
It's more a personality than a gender
It's
thing.
more from individual to individual.
Yeah, right. Courtney's right to hear, yes.
Yeah. Things that you're hearing
From any male, yes.
males.
Yes, that's correct.
First, I like to put Mr. Byron Brandon, who always, he never tries to steer you in any direction. He allows you to be what you want to be, do what you want to do. He give advice, and the main advice that he gives is the desert. But basically, minimize and
Peace,
peace, and
yes.
remember what peace
Peace,
there
there
is
may
in
be silence, yes.
whether or not it is clear to you, the universe is
Holding
unfolding
as it should, yes.
you know.
Okay.
All right. Okay. He's the first male. Now you have General Ashanti. General Ashanti is a Jamaican soldier who went to Ethiopia and came forward. He taught me the African proverb: if you don't listen, you cannot learn. And if you do not learn, you cannot teach.
That's an African proverb, is it?
If you don't listen, you cannot learn. And if you do not learn, you cannot teach. So,
The wisdom of Africa, yeah.
all right, and then you have from the east, you have Sai Baba. Sai Baba says, I'm not this spiritual body, I'm not this wandering mind, I'm not this craving ego, I am the Paramaparusa, the word Atma, so sublime. So, I think my studies have been basically cultural anthropology. So I study all different cultures. Having found myself now seeking to basically one of those cultures predominantly more than the rest because of the information. The way
And which culture is that?
and it's something coming from the Israelite perspective.
Oh.
You understand? Because shalom, you know? So,
And what is it that has attracted you to that particular type of culture?
well, I find that a lot of the information that we have been taught in school and that information that we have been taught by other people is
Not
incorrect.
Right, I see.
It's incorrect information.
I see.
So having uncovered the layers of information layer by layer and realizing that what I thought I knew wasn't exactly what there was a hidden meaning behind the meaning and another meaning behind the meaning. So Right? They come like, okay, all right, where is the truth? Where is the truth? The ultimate truth, not the absolute truth that everyone wants to say is the truth. Where is the ultimate truth? Because the truth shall set you free. And going along that line, saying the truth shall set you free, where they have, what will the lie do to you if the truth shall set you free? The lie will keep you in sin.
Imprison you, yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay, going back to that gender thing now, I think you remember that males and females both have masculine and feminine energy.
Very good point. Very
Right? So we don't want to sound too sexist when we are reasoning.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see, when a woman is more in touch with her masculine energy, then she can take care of the males in her life and possibly grow some beard. You see? Because that's how testosterone does.
I hear you, yeah.
You understand? And then when the man is more in touch with the estrogen or the feminine side of himself, then he can get a chance to express it and it will not erupt upon him like a volcano.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Because if you can't, if you have to sit on the side of the white, you couldn't sit on the side. It's like you're afraid. You're afraid of one part of yourself. So eventually it's about just like when you chop down a tree. And you see the tree start flourish better than what was flourishing before. Because of the resistance that you provided it. Because you need a certain set of, when a tree to make you stronger, that type of thing. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's a really good point that you make. You're reminding us, each of us has some of the opposite gender inside.
And judging is really nice. In the ocean, you'll find that some fish rely on males. Even the sea plants and sea and others rely on females. And some can push out the sperm and the egg at the same time in an androgynous fashion.
You get a little too deep for me.
That's where humanity
stick
is coming from.
with humans.
I understand.
Thank you so much.
No, I just need to let you know, because at one time we could do that.
I am not disagreeing
Back
with you.
in antiquity.
Thank you.
But I don't want to
Yeah.
chat too much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good point, though. Good point. The males have some feminine side, females have some masculine side. That's an important point to remember. I would look it's getting on to something to 12, and I'd love to hear from those who have not yet said anything, but who have had men in their lives who taught them spiritual truths. Who has not yet spoken? You have spoken, you have spoken, you have spoken. Lilith, I don't hear you. Come on, talk about Stefan. It's a long time I don't hear your name. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to contaminate me.
Right.
I guess there are two lessons that spring to my mind that my son taught me. One, he has a phrase to say, I've already thrown it out to the universe, so it's okay. When he has a big decision to make, and over and over, I've heard
You will
him
say
say,
that.
I've already thrown it out to the universe.
Yeah.
And I said, wow,
Mm-hmm.
And the other lesson,
He learned that here.
he learned it here at the temple, yes. The other thing which I noticed in bringing up his daughter, he's very concerned, who's now 1.5 years old. He's very concerned that she gets the kind of teaching, spiritual guidance he had at the temple. He is so concerned, Because I think his wife and his wife family are not really exposed to this teaching very much.
Mhm.
And he often shares with me that he's really concerned because he would like her to get a spiritual perspective,
Yes,
which will let her know that all is well.
yes,
That she's unique, she's special, which we teach the Sunday school children all the time. You are unique, you are special, and you are made in the image and likeness of a divine creator.
yeah.
And so you are good. And so those were the two things, and I said, wow, we have lost everything.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I do hope that he takes some steps to get her to learn that teaching. I mean, there are many, many religious saints.
Brought her to Jamaica so that she could be
I see.
and I think every chance he gets, he would like her to come. But
Okay.
I'm seeing that he himself has taken on the role of
Teacher.
teaching.
Yes, what he learned here.
Based on his
Wow.
teaching here. I am so glad for this.
Absolutely. Because I tell you that many of the Sunday school teachers that whose hands he passed through were wondering for quite a while. I've heard tales whether he was really taking it in.
Well, you know that.
Absolutely.
One Sunday school
But there he was.
One met me one day in the
Absolutely.
plaza said, I know it was stand up and said, really why? When we are teaching, he's first of all he's looking through the window, he's
Yeah.
not paying attention.
Yeah.
And then all of us, when I'm asking people to share it, all of a sudden he comes with something way out
Mhm.
that has nothing to do with it.
Mhm.
And so I'm really worried about him. And I said, but
Yeah.
he had a teacher who said, I'm not worried about him. When he's looking through the window and I'm trying to teach him math, he's probably writing a poem.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
so different points of view.
Yeah. There you go. Thank you, Lily. A child doesn't have to be staring at you. I'm a teacher for 40 odd years. A child doesn't have to be staring at your face to be taking in what you are saying. She can be looking through the window and hearing you absolutely clearly.
When they ask,
That is
so
true.
this will get
Because it's
along.
like the eyes here.
It's not your eyes here. Thanks, Mama.
I was workshop, they asked what you want to be. One of the Sunday school teachers told me that everyone is telling them someone, a doctor, a lawyer, this and that. And my son said, I want to be a father.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks.
Yeah, Reverend, another thing that came to mind is something that I came up with, but I didn't hear anyone say before. Because I guess I'm the most predominant male in my family. Yeah, so it's knowledge is different from being wise. No, my vision of this explanation for this.
Knowledge is better than,
It's
is different
different
from
from
wisdom.
being wise.
Well, from wisdom. Knowledge is
Right.
different from wisdom.
So
Point taken.
knowledge is an accumulation and regurgitation of information. Wisdom, on the other hand, is the ability to act upon what you know. Because you can have knowledge, and if you don't put it to use, it will become dormant. But wisdom is the ability to act upon what you know. So you cannot know and not go with the flow. You have to go. You have to act upon that
Yes.
feeling, that intuitive nudge, that gut instinct. Yeah.
What I think of when I hear you say that is computers. Computers have a lot of information. So you could say that they know things they have. You ask a computer and you get stuff out. So it knows things in that way. But you would hardly say that a computer is wise. No
Yeah,
matter
although
how much
the computer
information.
can come up with new formulas that you would
New combinations of-
new combinations that you
of-
would never be
that
able to
you
come
would-
up with as a
which
human.
is true. But we wouldn't use the word wise.
But no,
I like the word that you said. Knowledge, a computer could have knowledge / information, but we would hardly say that it is wise.
artificial intelligence now that is-
No, I'm avoiding you didn't use the word intelligence. We were talking about knowledge
Right.
versus.
Yeah, but you have AI. You have AI right now when
No.
right now.
Let's just stick to those two words. There's knowledge and there's wisdom. We could say that a computer has knowledge, but we would hardly say that a computer has wisdom. Everybody's calling for Carol to say something. Carol Campbell, please. And Carol will do the close. Practitioner Carol Campbell will do the closing briefing after she has spoken. Yes, between Lila. Right. Thanks, Carol. And then the closing prayer. Good. There we go. Talk loud so Courtney can't hear. Yes. He can. Yes.
I believe the topic was
The spiritual lessons you have learned from males in your
life.
yes.
Well, my father, of course, is the first significant male in my life. And being the father of 4 girls, he had special lessons to teach us and to teach himself. And I think one of the main things that I personally learned from my father was about he never sat us down saying we must. In fact, now that I'm older, I have a great admiration for my parents for how much latitude they gave us. They never ever said you can't or you shouldn't, don't do X, Y, and Z.
The implication is that you did not appreciate it when you were younger.
I didn't appreciate it. I didn't notice it. I didn't know what they were giving me.
I got
Okay. But certainly one of the things that I learned just from observation was respect for not only each other, but respect generally for people, for the other person, for yourself, and for everything that's around you. I used to go out with my father.
Everything you mean plants? I'm asking.
Yes, everything for life.
For life.
For life. And my father had this personality that everywhere that he went, and I used to travel with him a lot as a child, because his job would take him all over the island. And everywhere that he went, he knew everybody by name, whether it was a business associate or not. The people on the street knew him by name, hi, man, Sam, and he knew everybody and everybody knew him. And in all my life, I had never heard anybody have a bad thing to say about my father. Now, to me, that says something about the person, the man that he was.
Absolutely.
That was a big lesson for me, from my father. And then came
I hear you say 2 things. Yes. 1, respect, and 2, love.
Yes.
You didn't use it for people.
Yeah.
Yes, respect and love for life. And yes.
Yeah. And I heard, I don't remember who said, that fathers can't mother children. I saw my father, changing diapers and preparing baby food and, doing the groceries and all kind of stuff that's supposed to be women's job. Thank God he didn't teach us that there was a job for women and a job for men. Okay.
Interesting.
And being independent was one thing that he always stressed. for its purpose. You have 4 girls, yeah.
Yeah, quite.
You're gonna learn how to manage yourself, right? So in terms of simple things like learning how to drive, learning how to manage a bank account, the simple everyday things that people take for granted. But remember that his generation is coming from a generation where the man took care of all of those things. Okay, now there was no guarantee that his 4 daughters would have some.
I see that. I see that. Yes, I see that.
So he made sure that you were able to take care of yourself. Now, to me, that sounds like a practical lesson. To me, that's a spiritual lesson. You know, it's about recognizing who you are and how you need to be.
How you live your life.
How you live
Yes,
your life.
yes, I see that.
Now, the next significant male was my husband, I guess.
Yeah.
I think the lesson that I learned from him was I am worthy. Now, this is a lesson that you learn, what do you call it? You don't learn it correctly. You learn it through the side door.
Okay. In a reverse psychology way, type of way.
But it wasn't the lesson he wanted me to
No,
learn.
no, no, I know.
But it was a lesson that
You
I
learned
had to
it
teach.
despite.
Despite.
Yeah.
Yes, so I had to learn that lesson for myself. Because everything was done to teach me otherwise. So I had to learn that lesson for myself.
Okay.
That,
I'm curious. It was done deliberately to teach you otherwise? Was it deliberate or just, it happened?
deliberate.
Okay. Okay.
But I mean, the fact that I can talk about it, without feeling angst and anger.
Yeah,
and
right.
stuff, I learned that.
Yeah.
You needed that strength.
Well, I always had that strength. I didn't know that I needed it. I said, this thing was back and it didn't have
That's a good one.
So, and I've honestly.
I hear 2 opposite types in the 2 men Carol has mentioned so far. Her father, 2 opposite. Who father taught her respect and love. And her ex-husband was trying to keep her down.
So this is you could ask the question,
Interesting.
having learned those lessons from my father, how could I possibly end up with someone who wants to take that away?
And the answer is?
And the answer is, sometimes inadvertently, you allow yourself to be in situations to test what it is that you're supposed to know. I'm not, like I said, inadvertently.
It's not conscious, yeah.
But the universe.
Absolutely, I mean, life is.
Yeah.
You cannot avoid the lessons that are there for you. You might not want them, you might not like them, but you get what it is that you need all the time, at any time. And the current way in my life is Peanut is trying to go.
Yes.
And what Peanut teaches me is ask for what you want. And don't take no for an answer.
Love it. That is a lesson that we must all learn and go away with. Don't take no. Ask for what you want and don't take.
Yeah.
Carol, would you close us up? P6 5 to 12.
Let me take a deep breath in and realize that in this moment, we are all that we can be because we are God in expression. And God is all that there is, full, free expression of light and love, joy and peace and harmony and respect for ourselves and for each other. So through this discussion this morning, we have unearthed gems of how to view this world, gems that have been passed down through generations. through our masculine and feminine sides. And we give thanks for this, recognizing that these are the gems and the tools that take us forward, that move us into new experiences of life each and every day. So as we go from this place this morning, we take with us the knowing that right where we are, all of God is fully present, fully active. All sides of God, all sides of us are representing the allness of God. We take this with us into the rest of our day, into the rest of our week, and we give thanks for this snow. May we sit down with our perfect Lord has already made it so.
And so it is. Thank you. Thank you, folks. I found this so interesting. So interesting. Thank you. Courtney didn't come and say a word. He was listening all the time. Okay.
For his wife. Under his speak and wisdom listen.